elderly in Dutch nursing homes. My name is Rob Ceelen. I work at the Dutch Angling Association, or in Dutch, the Sportvis Unie. In this presentation, I will describe the program and tell you something about my thesis I conducted for my master's program in health education and promotion. With life expectancy increasing, challenges occur in the maintaining the well-being, health and well-being of the elderly. It is these elderly who suffer mainly from chronic diseases and the limitations within their daily functioning. That's why the World Health Organization and the United Nations declared the current decade as the decade of healthy aging. Within this decade, its aim is to identify initiatives to promote the lives of the elderly. And because these elderly, it is these elderly who cannot participate in angling by themselves anymore, we designed the Samen VISsen program, which might be translated as angling together. Within this program, volunteers of Dutch angling clubs go angling with residents of Dutch nursing homes. These Dutch nursing homes house the most vulnerable elderly of the Netherlands, which cannot live self-reliant anymore. Activities within this program are specifically organized by the local angling clubs with local nursing homes. And every local angling club has at least one coordinating volunteer. This is the Samen VISsen coach. This volunteer specifically took a course with us about the organization of such activities and how to guide these activities. The nursing homes can register themselves, or volunteers of these local angling clubs can go by nursing homes and ask them to participate. If the connection is made, they discuss the terms and agree to go angling, in which the angling club and its volunteers are mainly in line to organize everything that has to do with the angling, and the nursing homes stay accountable for the health and well-being of the participants at the water. Our role as Dutch Angling Association is to nationwide promote this program to make sure even more clubs participate within this program. We facilitate with materials the clubs can use during these activities, and so we try to broaden it. Did I skip one? I don't think so. Well, we originally wanted to start in 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic cancelled our plans for us, sadly. But in 2021, we started with 64 activities in the very first year, growing to 317 activities in 2025. We steadily grow throughout the years. Clubs all over the country contribute within this program. On the left map, you see the spread and the density of the spread of all the 317 activities during this program, with which we reached at about 2,500 persons or participants. These participants came from around 117 different nursing homes throughout the country. As you see, we might have some spots which are not covered by our program. That's a focus for this year. On the right side, you see the network of coordinating volunteers, which at the moment are 114 of these coordinating volunteers, which each involve with the activities they organize even more volunteers, because each participant almost needs one volunteer to support during these activities. Now I want to tell you something about my thesis I conducted for my master's program in health education and promotion, for which I conducted 15 semi-structured interviews using the positive health dialogue tool and 6 observations, of which at least 1 within each involved a nursing home. These interviews were conducted with the positive health dialogue tool. Well, positive health is a different view on health, where it seems it's about the ability to adapt and self-manage in the face of social, physical, and emotional challenges, where the old school World Health Organization definition is about the absence of health and a complete state of well-being. Well, that is not feasible for this target audience, sadly enough. To give you some feeling about the data we collected during this, during our research, one carer said, with this program we reach another group of participants, a group that normally doesn't come to activities, but because they have experience with angling in their own past, they participate now. Participants who say they are thankful for the carers to organize this, but also one participant who said, I can't see the flow by myself anymore, but the volunteers' support made sure he can participate because the volunteer can do that for him. And one volunteer talked about the peace of mind angling gives him. After analyzing our data, we came to 5 basic elements, of which nature exposure, angling itself, the volunteers, carers, and participants. Let's start with nature exposure. This is explained by Ulrich in the stress reduction theory that nature is not only aesthetically pleasing, but it automatically releases a stress relief response due to our parasympathetic nerve system. Kaplan and Kaplan described 4 components that are important to make sure this stress reduction occurs. It's being away, so out of our normal environment, the time being away, so the longer the better. The compatibility of the environment, like nature is aesthetically pleasing for as humans, and a soft fascination. Very low effort fascination, like for watching the clouds, hearing the birds, but maybe also for the float. And that's now we come with the angling. Because that soft fascination by the float, it takes our attention immediately, and if our attention is distracted from the float, our attention is led back to the float, because otherwise we don't catch anything. And that might be play a role with focused attention meditation, which increases focus, but also results in a reduction of mental fatigue. Also about the angling, as the carer mentioned, the participants had experience with angling before. That might also play a role, so they can angle, and the competence of that experience plays a role in the motivation for participating within this activity. Or as some participants said, they wanted to learn about a new activity. And as angling can be defined as a light intensity activity, which is already beneficial for health and well-being. This is sometimes all these participants can do, and that makes it extra beneficial. The volunteers, carers, and participants can all have something to do with some kind of social support. While volunteers is slightly different than the participants and the carers. The volunteers can be explained through functional social support, which also contains 4 elements. Emotional, by the real conversations they have with the volunteers during the activities. Informational about the fish they catch, for example. Tangible, like providing the materials to make sure these activities can take place. And the belonging. They feel part of society, which they do not feel within their nursing home environment. Carers and participants can be better explained by relation regulation, which is about effective driven interaction, which is different from the interaction about illnesses and medicines like they normally have with carers. And it's about shared activities, which improve the relationships with the carers, but also with the participants in which they participate during these activities. Well, as I like to simplify things, I brought everything together in this framework, where on the left side you see that competence is a specific factor in the motivation for this activity. Then we see the 5 basic elements of our program and the mechanisms which lead to the beneficial perceived effects on positive health dimensions, which emphasize within the mental well-being and social participation. We see one new element, that's the picture. As some of the participants had a picture of earlier experience in their room, in which interviews took place with the participants, they pointed at the picture and told about the story. It is these residents who suffer mostly from Alzheimer's disease, and they remember pictures better than words. So such a picture might help with the interaction with visitors in their room. Well, we are already very proud of what we have achieved, but we want to make angling even more accessible for everybody, not only for the elderly, with this program. So that's why we now want to target also other vulnerable and care-dependent target groups, like, for example, normal adults with a high level of physical limitations, other limitations, but also refugees who are in a vulnerable position. Yes, and so with this program, we want to make angling even more accessible than it already is. Because we believe that with a fishing rod in our hands, we connect vulnerable groups with each other and with nature again. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, I asked my colleague at lunch, by coincidence, and he said in Canada there was some kind of programs aiming at this, but I'm not aware myself. England. Yeah, like Tackling Minds, ICARP, Healing Waters is a bit different, but
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Judy.
A lovely presentation is a good idea. How do you handle the safety aspects of it? Because often nursing homes are very, very strict on safety things. How do you overcome that?
That's why we say the nursing homes stay responsible for the participants during these activities. So carers go along with the participants to guide them and make sure they have safe seatings and everything else that has to do with their safety.
One last quick question.
Thanks. I'm really interested in this, and we have a similar program, but not with people in nursing homes, people who can't fish on their own anymore in Australia. How do you, with the volunteers, is this a time they would normally be going fishing, or are they giving their time in addition to their usual activities? And
Well,
how much are you asking of those volunteers?
These volunteers are mainly retired, so that they have, well, I won't say a lot of time because they have other things to do, but they are very flexible within the time they can participate within this program. We don't say a minimum of such an amount of activities per year, so it's very open for everybody, we can say.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Rob.
Thank you.